Have we convinced you that if you could have less determination to dissect the realness of reality and more soft willingness to feel the emotion of vibrational reality would become reality? That's all it takes to shift it. Esther couldn't find her gold pen. She looked everywhere. It was upsetting to her. She wanted this beautiful gold pen. She looked and looked and looked and looked. They moved to a new city. She thought, well, when I unpack everything, it will show up, but it didn't. She went through every pocketbook, every piece of clothing. The pen was lost. The pen was lost. The pen was lost. It was lost. It was lost. She could not find it. It was lost. She had lost the pen somewhere. That was the reality. The pen was not in her possession. She could not find it. She had searched every square inch of everything that she owned. The pen was lost. The reality was that it was lost. It was lost. And then one day, after she'd given up on the lost pen, she was looking for something else, and when she reached in the handbag, she came out with the pen. And it was so illogical because she had turned that handbag inside out. She had dumped it upside down. She had felt everywhere. But you cannot find something that defies what you believe. Your belief brings you the manifestation. In other words, manifestation follows belief. Manifestation follows expectation. It has been our desire in these hours that we've been here together today to convince you of our absolute knowing of what you've got going on over here in this vortex. And when we look at what you've put there, we are thrilled at how you will feel when you allow yourself the releasing of the resistance, which is the only thing that keeps you from having the $100 million or the relationship with your child or anything else that you are reaching for. All things are not just possible. All things that you've been asking for are actual. They are actualized in this vibrational reality. All you have to do is believe in the vortex. Pay attention to the way you feel. Care about how you feel. And milk it when you feel good. And lighten up. And be more playful. And not make such big hairy deals over things that just don't matter. And it is our promise to you that your vortex will begin to reveal itself to you of things that you have long been asking for as soon as today. Because nothing that you seek is ever lost. It is found and it is known by the larger part of you. The larger part of you who will light the trail to reveal it to you in the most satisfying unfolding. You just have to know that it's there and know that your inner being is there, knowing where it is. And then ask for guidance in an attitude of expecting the perfect unfolding, whether it's a healing or an avalanche of money or the restoring of a relationship. It doesn't matter what it is. You are the creator of your reality, and you are deprived of nothing by anyone but your own patterns of thought. Esther had a conversation on the telephone with someone recently who was really wanting to get her point of view across to Esther. And Esther had a different point of view. And as Esther listened, Esther realized that with every word that Esther uttered, it just got bigger. There was no way this conversation was going to come to a conclusion that was going to please anybody. And so Esther is looking at Jerry and going, like, what do I do? And Jerry can't hear the other end of it, so he doesn't really know what's going on. And we said to Esther, hang up the phone. Hang up the phone. In other words, do anything you can do to stop this conversation. Not because the other person is wrong and you are right, but that this is not going in the direction that is going to be pleasing. And Esther couldn't do it. She handed the phone to Jerry, and he didn't know what to do with it, and he hung it up. Because he didn't know where it was at. So what we're getting at here is withdrawal from unwanted. Now, people worry about that because they feel that they must defend themselves. But think about the exact words that we are using. There is this vortex that you are allowing or resisting. And if you're allowing it, it's the path of least resistance. So the path of least resistance is whatever it takes not to confront, you see. We really mean that when we say bring back the fist. Now, there are a lot of people even in this room that say, but come on, don't we need to stand up for ourselves? Won't we be a doormat? And we want you to understand that if you're all outside the vortex and inside the vortex is off the table of discussion and you want to win, then you better get big and strong and you better be able to beat them all up. And that's the game you play in. Let's call it the out of the vortex game, where brute force and good debate is really where it's at. But one who's in alignment is millions of times more powerful than those who are not. So if you make the decision that you want to connect with your true power, that you want to connect with who you really are, and further, you can't be joyful unless you do that, then it makes you willing to just let those things go by the wayside while you collect yourself inside the vortex. There are so many people who will convince you that you owe them an explanation. You owe them an explanation. But they don't just mean that. They mean you owe me the explanation that I want to hear. That's what and I'm not going to let you go until you say what I want to hear from you. And so what are your options? In other words, do you want to deny who you are? And this is really a big issue. It's the reason it runs so deep within so many of you, because the day you were born, you had a guidance system that people on the planet around you, mostly outside the vortex already, were saying to you, in order for me to feel good, you need to do these things. And so right away, almost all children look to their parents and teachers, and when they're smiling, then that's good, and when they're frowning, then that's bad. In other words, and they give up their own relationship to their own vortex by letting themselves try to please this one and this one and this one and this one. But then the longer you live, the more you realize that they're all fickle and they all want different things from you, and it just drives you crazy. In other words, the longer you live, the more you realize that something is missing if you're not in alignment with who you are. So we're just suggesting in as strong a way as we can that when you finally get it, that you're not going to feel good unless you're in alignment with who you are. But we know it's a big price to pay. I have to pay the price of joy in order to find my power. That's really what we're talking about. You have to pay the price of consistent joy and happiness and appreciation and alignment in order to really come into your true power. When you are in your true power, then it's not difficult for your life to go well for you, because first of all, law of attraction's not matching you up with things that don't match it. And in your desire to teach, and that's what happens to so many of you, you're a teacher, and so students come. And when students come, lots of teaching goes on. In other words, we don't know, in the conversation that we were just offering about Esther hanging up, we would not begin to say that the other person was wrong, or that the benefit of the whole thing was all Esther's doing. In other words, we so want everyone to understand that when there is a problem that is formulating, there is a solution that is formulating too. And what makes you want to sort of break away from those that are still beating the drum of the problem is that you're ready to move on to the solution, and often they're not. And you just can't move on to the solution while you're beating the drum of the problem. You have to let it go. But before any of this can make sense to you, and before you can benefit personally by any of it, the first thing you have to do is accept that you are first and foremost a vibrational being. That you are vibration more than anything else. And that even in this tactile physical body that you've come to know and love and embrace and know as you are an interpreter of vibration, and that's why you exist as you do in your physical form. You are interpreting the vibrational beingness into this physical becomingness. And you have the ability to focus your mind as you did before you came into this physical body. You have the ability to continue to create magnificently. But most humans don't. Most humans observe what is And because they observe what is, they are offering a vibration of what is. And as they offer a vibration of what is, then they create more of what is. Even though they would like something different, their attention, for the most part, is so fixated on what is, because you have come to believe so much in this reality that is, that you want to talk about it, you want to justify it, you want to explain it, you want to document it historically, you want to build monuments about it, you want to take high points, especially the negative ones, and teach them to your children in school. You want to activate everything that's ever happened to you that was big, and most of it was negative if you remember it, and you want to teach it to your children because you have forgotten the most important thing. You have forgotten that what you focus upon equals your point of attraction, and your point of attraction equals your life. So, meanwhile, through all of this, as you are societies focused upon problems, you are producing solutions like crazy. And future generations are all queued up, eager to come forth to reap the benefit of the solutions that you are putting into this vortex of creation. Meanwhile, most humans are so fixated on reality and not even aware of this vibrational reality that the whole of source energy and this whole of future generations are focused upon. Can't you see it in those new little ones when they get here? Can't you feel their eagerness? Can't you feel their confidence? Can't you feel their knowing? Can't you feel their gladness about being in this body and their eagerness at setting their mind toward the creation of their own life experience? And don't you feel their immediate balking at you when you say to them, well, there are a few things we need to tell you about this planet. It's not safe. It's probably not going to last very long. We're already spending your inheritance, and you're going to have to pay the big debt of everything that we're spending now. Our bodies are breaking down, and our planet is in peril. And I want you to be really, really good, which means I want you to do what makes me smile and feel good. So use me as your indicator of how well you're doing. If I'm smiling, keep doing it. And if I'm not smiling, stop it immediately and trust completely in me. I've beaten my life into a very unpleasant pile, and I want to teach you how to do exactly the same thing. But the little ones coming forth, they don't hear it that way. They hear you saying blah, 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 because life experience is what teaches them. It's not your words. So when they see you and you're not happy, they don't want to mimic that. They're always gravitating toward what feels better, because they still have within them an active awareness of who they really are. In other words, they have not yet, especially in those early years, trained themselves away from their natural vibrational frequency. But most adults have trained themselves away from their natural vibrational frequency. This Art of Allowing workshop is a workshop where we're going to encourage you and show you how to train yourself back into your natural vibrational frequency. Because we understand who you are and why you've come and what you want, and we know so clearly what you have put piece by piece by piece by piece into your vortex of creation. We know what's there for you, and this is the thing that we want to convey to you more than all other things that we will convey in this day that we are together. We want you to understand that in this vortex of creation, where all of your requests and desires, where the other side of that bounce, where the well-being that you've been asking for, where the I know what I do want resides, we want you to understand that as law of attraction is assembling the cooperative components, that the larger part of you resides there in this vibrational state of being, and it is a vibrational state of being that is always the predecessor to manifestations. There was a vibrational vortex of creation that preceded what you call the formation of your planet. It precedes all creation. And we would like you to hear, and here it is. We've been leading up to it. Can you hear the drama? Can you feel the drum roll? We've been leading up to it. This is the thing that we want you to get above all other things that you ever get from us. This vortex of creation is present tense. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can express. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain eternally and joyously in the vortex.